In this video, we're going to read through a Star Wars Insider Magazine interview with none other than Rosario Dawson, who's playing Ahsoka Tano. Star Wars Insider asks, Ahsoka has had quite the character arc so far from her time as a Jedi to joining the Rebellion. How does the Ahsoka we see in the new series fit into that story? Rosario says it's been really powerful to have seen Ahsoka at different moments in her journey, when she has been part of a community and when she has not. She's got this commitment to look out for her friends, to look out for her family. When you saw her in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka was clearly on a mission. She'd been aware of this potential threat with Thrawn, and though it feels like that moment has passed, she's now gathered enough intel to know better. What is exciting of this moment in Ahsoka is we're catching her as she's making a transition and having to dive back into relationships and histories that she has with people. Things have definitely changed. The rebellion might have been successful, but there's fracture that has kept everyone on their toes. This next question is, Ahsoka always lends a hand to help, and sometimes that isolates her. Does she have to work to rebuild her friendships? It's great to see her colluding with General Hera Syndulla and Sabine Wren again. There is also a section here remembering Ray Stevenson, who plays Baylan Skoll. Dawson recalls he was funny and so loving and kind and magnanimous as this baddie. She says, we would all laugh about it, this duality that he could play so perfectly and so well, and the exuberance he brought to the part. It's a testament, I think, to how Ray, this cast, and this crew became a family of people who really respect and love and admire each other. Rosario goes on to say, there's a vulnerability, a fear, a tension alluded to there, in the sense that bonding or connecting with another powerful being could potentially risk everything, knowing that's something that still plagues her so far into her journey. It has been fun to explore, and it gives her new depth in this show. Ahsoka may be very wise, and she may be a formidable leader, but she's not invulnerable, not physically or emotionally. There's still much for her to learn.
Much to learn, you still have.
She's not afraid to say when she doesn't have the answers. I love how she's always done that. She knows her strengths, but it's never been a question about having confidence in her own abilities. Even from the very beginning, she knew what she was capable of, and that confidence is so powerful. At the same time, she is balanced by the humility of understanding the powers that be around her, what she can do on her own and what she can't. Star Wars Insider Magazine says, having left the Jedi Order and later survived Order 66, Ahsoka has had to consider her relationship with the Force again and again. How have you dug into Ahsoka's past to understand where she is now? Rosario answers by saying, I've had access to all of Ahsoka's memories from each of the animated series up to and including more recent content like Tales of the Jedi. Ever since Ahsoka was a baby, she's had these gifts and felt this deep presence of the Force inside her. I think that's only gotten stronger over the years. It's almost like a home for her, something that comes from within. She's existed with it for so long, and I feel her absolute sense and trust in it. But sometimes she worries, not about the Force and the strength of it, but she can worry about her relationship to it. To have seen Anakin, someone she loved so much, and who was a brother to her, fall to the dark side, I think that always puts the thought in the back of her mind that there's something about her that is potentially dangerous, and she is always wary of that understanding. She was also raised as a warrior, not a peacekeeper. I think that's something that she grapples with. It's part of her heritage. You could see it with her mom showing her how to hunt in Tales of the Jedi. Her sense of responsibility is profound. It reminds me of the quote, with great power comes great responsibility. Ahsoka became a Jedi during a time of war and had to learn leadership skills in that environment. How has she carried that with her? Ahsoka can't just be a warrior. There is more to her than that. But I think that when she's made those decisions, when to step forward and when to pull back, those have always been really tough questions for her. Those are the things that I've seen her grapple with over the years. When she finds herself in a leadership position, she has no problem throwing herself into danger, but the fact that she could be responsible for other people getting hurt, that's where the leadership part gets really hard for her. I always think about how Anakin was with Ahsoka, and he never took the responsibility and power of leadership from her. With Anakin, it was like, I'm not telling you that you did that perfectly. That was terrible. Those clones are dead, and that's on you. And the rest of them are looking to you to tell them what's next. So, what are you going to do? She went through a trial by fire, especially when you think about how young Ahsoka was, how young they both were. I think about those moments a lot when I'm playing her. I think about her life and the level of maturity she has, and the sacrifice that has been built into it. The life that she has now and the loneliness that comes with it. It's been really awesome to embody that as we've explored this point in her journey. To embody Ahsoka's warrior aspects, you've had to train on a whole other level. How did you find the process of getting into character from both training and makeup standpoints? And then I'd learn the next fight. I've never worked on anything so physical before. It was really all encompassing, but I loved that because that's who Ahsoka is. It's her. Every fiber of her being is on the line at every given moment. Our stunt coordinator, Ming Q, looked at Ahsoka's fighting style and said, "That's not physically possible for a human, so let's see what we could do to figure out how to do that move." We tried to do as many stunts as possible, practically. We had ropes and pulleys and all kinds of things to make them work. There was a lot of experimentation using technology that was developed while we were filming. That's the thing about this kind of role. You have to be able to do hard things. I did everything I could to be physically prepared every day, trying to get a good night's sleep and eating well. I've mentioned it before, but Ahsoka is not some character I can just play and then dismiss when I take off the head montrals. It's been a lifestyle shift and connecting to her and performing her. She's in me. That's it for this Star Wars Insider Magazine interview. Let me know your thoughts down below, and may the Force be with you.